What's up everyone? It's Dave Gordon from Both Lighting USA, and today I've got a comparison video for the 3 BPM movers that we have in our lineup. That's the battery powered movers. In sales, I get this question every single day, is which one should I buy? There's 3 options. They're all great. Let's compare them all in this video, and let me explain to you which one is perfect for your situation. Let's do it. So I'm going to explain this exactly as I would if you were to call our Both Lighting USA sales number. And I'm going to go from left to right here, or right to left, whichever way you see. We'll start over here. It's the BPM Beam. This was our first iteration of a battery-powered mover, and it is a beam moving head. That means that it has a tight beam angle. You'll see that it is basically a straight line, almost like a laser, but of course it's not a laser. It's a LED, but it is a straight line. And this mover specifically is good for rooms that you are allowed to use haze in. If you are the type of company or business that has haze available to you, you should get this mover because the actual beams of light shining through are really, really cool, and I highly recommend. But the majority of you guys watching are wedding DJs, and I know as a wedding DJ that 90% of the venues that you go to do not allow haze. So that brings us to these 2 other options that are very similar, but they have a wider beam angle, which means that the coverage, the actual circle of light, the brightness coming out takes up more area, more space in the room, and gives a bigger impact in the room even when you don't have haze. So very similarly to the BPM Beam, we have the BPM Spot. They both have gobos, which is those patterns that you can shine and project and make textures on the walls with. They both have gobos, so if you are set on having gobos, if you want those shapes and patterns, you're going to choose between the BPM Beam and the BPM Spot. The BPM Spot is a little bit better for private events with no haze because the beam angle is wider than the beam. It's a spot. The way that they go is beam is the tightest, spot is in the middle, and wash is the widest. And we'll get to our wash mover right here, but this is the BPM Spot, and this is the traditional mover that just about everybody loves. It's 100 watts, it's super bright, it's brighter than any of the other competing battery powered movers on the market. It's 100 watts, it's battery powered, it's got wireless DMX, of course, same for the BPM Beam, battery powered, 100 watts, wireless DMX. But this is going to be my choice for weddings because you have that wider beam angle, because you can use it to shine in bigger of an area in a room, and that will allow just more impact. You want these things to not just shine around and do nothing. You want them to make an impact in the room wherever they're pointing, and that's what you're going to get with this. With this, it's great if you have haze. That's my recommendation for the BPM Beam. The BPM Spot, if you're set on having gobos and you're a private event DJ and you want a great mover, this is the one. But I'm going to lead you to my current favorite option, which is the BPM Splash X. That's the newest iteration of our BPM lineup, and this one has pros and cons. The pro, 2 very specific pros that I always mention on the phone. Number 1, this mover has color mixing. These 2 have a gobo and a color wheel, so there's 10 or so colors to choose from, and when you select on your color wheel or color square, you know, if you pick a color, it's going to find the gobo or the color wheel gel. It's literally a piece of film that goes over front of the white LED. It's going to find the exact color that is similar to what you pressed. It's not going to do different shades. It just has the basic 8 or 10 colors or so. I'll put the actual number on the screen here. But the BPM Splash X has color mixing. Just like uplights or any other of the fixtures that we sell, this has RGBW, red, green, blue, and white. It's a cool white, which means when you select a color on the color wheel, you are actually getting an exact shade of what you are looking for. Not only that, this, in my opinion, is the brightest of the three movers because it has 7 40-watt LEDs. So what does that mean? That there's officially 280 watts of light coming out of this fixture as opposed to 100 watts coming out of each of these fixtures. But there is a con. The con is that it doesn't have gobos. So of course I have people call on the line and they want gobos. They want to do those cool texture patterns around the room with dots and shapes and hearts and whatnot. This does not have gobos. It is simply a wash and a BI fixture, which is really cool. It does have a nice effect in it. It has the BI, which is 8 or 10 different beams of light shining in and out. That's really cool. But for me, most importantly, I like this because it has color mixing and it has an adjustable zoom angle, which is also super important. Adjustable zoom angle or beam angle means that you can adjust how wide or how tight the beam is. This is perfect for you when you're doing a, let's say you want to point it at the grand entrance door. Depending on how far away that grand entrance door is, you might need to adjust the size of the circle of light shining at the door, and you can do that with this mover. It has an adjustable beam angle. These are a fixed beam angle. This is a tight beam, this is a slightly wider beam, but they are fixed. They do not change. This mover has color mixing, it has an adjustable beam angle, but the con, and this really gets a lot of people, but not me personally, it doesn't have gobos. So that is your decision to make right here. I'm going to overview it and recap it very quickly. BPM Beam, if you've got haze available for you, if you're a production company, if you're doing big events, you want to get some of these. If you are set on having gobos and you want a nice traditional moving head with gobos and prisms and color wheel, this is your option. This is the BPM Spot. And if you want a wash mover that has color mixing and an adjustable beam angle, then the BPM Splash X is for you. Let's say you're buying 4 fixtures and you're a wedding DJ, I would get 2 of each. You have 2 BPM spots with gobos going around the room, and you have 2 BPM Splash X's going around the room. And in dancing mode, especially in our pre-programmed project file, you'll see those beams of light shining in and out. When you adjust the beam angle though, it's the beams all the way in, but you adjust the focus and it makes the beam bigger and smaller. I think I just put all of those B-roll shots for you to take a look at. So there are your comparisons. There's your answer. Again, it depends on your situation, but if you're watching this and you're a wedding DJ or a private event DJ where you can't use haze often, I would point you in the direction of these 2. And really, the question is, do you want gobos? Do you need gobos? For me, the answer is no. The answer may be yes for you. That's why we've got options for you. And I've seen a lighting rig with all 3 of these, and it is incredible. It's battery powered, it's wireless DMX, you can't go wrong. Reach out to us, bothlightingusa.com, if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.